Hi guys, Aaron Wilson here at NRG Stadium, and it's game week. The Texans take on the Los Angeles Rams at SoFi Stadium on Sunday afternoon, and today is the first big practice of the week, and I think the most important one where a lot of the install happens, the game plan, and you work on the strategy for the Los Angeles Rams. And before we get into a lot of strategy, I like to kind of start with injuries and personnel. Nothing more important on the injury front. As Texans coach DeMeco Ryans had forecast, C.J. Gardner-Johnson out there with the ones, playing safety, and he made a good comeback from a knee injury. And talking to him after practice in the locker room, he said he is, quote, ready to hunt, like how that sounds, ready to get after the Rams, and he's a big admirer of Davante Adams, and obviously they have a potent receiving tandem with Adams and Puka Nacua and a great quarterback in Matthew Stafford. They need to get some heat on Stafford to make an impact in this game on the defense. And obviously, no one's too worried about the defense. But let's go back to the practice session. And who didn't practice? Christian Kirk for undisclosed reasons. And I've discovered that Braxton Berrios has a hamstring injury. Unclear how long he'll be out. So if Berrios is out, that changes the return game significantly, where you would have Jalen Noel be the primary punt returner, in my opinion, and Dameon Pierce handle the kickoff returns, where he's been explosive. Of course, Jalen is a former Big 12 Special Teams Player of the Year and capable in his own right of returning punts, but no one does it with as much experience and expertise and skill as Berrios. So that is unfortunate if he can't play. So he was not able to practice today. We'll see. Can he practice tomorrow? Haven't seen the injury report yet. Haven't heard yet what Kirk is dealing with. Maybe it's another soft tissue injury. They did have some practice sessions that were closed to the media. Don't know how intense they were, but it doesn't necessarily take an intense practice to have an injury. So if you don't have a, Berrios and Kirk, what we're looking at is a lot of Jalen Noel in the slot and, of course, on returns, and Jaden Higgins, and, of course, the centerpiece of the passing game and receiving core, and that's Nico Collins. And his chemistry and timing, as we've talked about many times, is really on point with C.J. Stroud. So those are a couple of personnel things to monitor. As I reported before, they would add to the practice squad, and they did, and they signed one of the tryout guys. They were initially going to send all of those guys home. They ended up signing Sidy Sow, former Patriots fourth-round offensive guard from Eastern Michigan. He has started for the Patriots before. Big, strong guy from Quebec, Canada originally. And so they add him in addition to having the returner. They went to high school with C.J. Stroud and Slade Bolden, is Victor Bolden's brother. And they also have added D'Angelo Ross, and that might be unpopular with some of you guys for DB work, but a really good special teams player. So we'll see what they need for this game. Do they have to elevate a receiver, or can they get by without both of those receivers and go with the receivers they have, which would be a combination of Nico Collins, Jaden Higgins, Jalen Noel, Justin Watson, Xavier Hutchinson. I kind of think they could get through the game without having all 7 receivers. So we'll see. Not everybody's going to be active anyway. So we'll see how they change things. Of course, you could promote Jared Wayne from the practice squad. We'll see if they do that. They've done that before. So they've got some flexibility there, but also, Kirk was supposed to be a, big time, as they call it, a slot magician. He was supposed to do a lot, and now he's got an undisclosed injury, and Berrios has a hamstring injury per sources. Okay. So some other things that kind of came through, I thought really shined through today, resonated with me listening to the talk from C.J. Stroud, even more so, an animated, emotional DeMeco Ryans. And he said, hey, the time for talk about the offensive line is over. He's tired of talking about it. He says, the film will tell the truth. And, he's counting on these guys, and so is C.J. And C.J. said, every one of those guys is a dog, meaning they're tough. They're tough guys. And I agree with that. I think there is some toughness there. And I think Ariante Ursary is ready for the challenge, but it's an extreme challenge. It's Jared Verse. It's Braden Fisk. It's a heck of a front seven. They're stout. Byron Young, Kobe Turner. These are good football players. This is an enviable top 5 defensive line, just like the Texans have a top-notch defensive line. As you guys probably saw the depth chart, as I've reported before, the offensive line from left to right. Arion Ursary, left tackle. Left guard, Laken Tomlinson. Center, Jake Andrews. Right guard is Ed Ingram. Right tackle is Titus Howard. And Titus was fired up today too. He said he can't wait to get out there. So we'll see how they fare. And they've talked the talk. They're going to walk the walk. And I think that the offensive line has made improvements. They've made some strides. But it's not easy. This is a tough opponent. And this is going to be a central, real matchup in this game. Game within the game, another one. How about this one? And I've never had to buy a football ticket in a very long time, but to have Derek Stingley Jr. and Kamari Lassiter, that corner tandem, very strong one, against Puka Nacua and Devontae Adams. Outstanding. Classic matchups. Can't really double either of those guys. Have to respect each receiver. It's going to be a tough matchup. It's going to be fun to watch, and we'll see how much quick game each team uses, who's able to establish the run, who's able to run the football. We talked in a separate video about Nick Chubb. So you guys please check that out. I got very in-depth about Chubb and what Chubb could do. And then, talk to Woody Marks a little bit. Woody has great pass catching skills. Played at USC last year, going back to California. C.J. Stroud, also back to Cali. Like the song goes, going back to Cali. So you've got C.J. Stroud from the Inland Empire, Rancho Cucamonga, California, going back to California. He's going to get some tickets. He's got a lot of friends. He sees his friends all the time. It's not really that weird for him to go back to California, but he's excited about it. And it's a cool matchup. Matthew Stafford is someone that C.J. Stroud looks up to, has been watching for a very long time, likes his game, really admirer of it. And now we're going to see the Nick Haley offense. Be remiss not to get into that. We're getting a little more of this tomorrow when we talk to Nick at the podium. Haley, here's some elements we're going to see. A lot of that New England Patriots, Josh McDaniels, Tom Brady, Bill Belichick type of look. You're going to have the quarterback with more autonomy at the line of scrimmage, the ability to change protections, change plays, audible. And that's all under the grasp of former NFL Offensive Rookie of the Year quarterback, C.J. Stroud. Okay, you've got that, but you got more pre-snap motion, keep them off balance. Sorry, Bobby, but Bobby Slowick just didn't do that. And the halftime adjustments, all that stuff, that wasn't great either. So you've got some changes afoot with the offensive line with 5 new starters, basically. Titus Howard's the only guy that's back from last year, and he's not playing the position he played last year, which was left guard, but now he's a right tackle. He's played right tackle before, but it's 4 new outside starters coming from other squads, and then it's Titus Howard's the only guy back. And they talked about a reset. I mean, that was an understatement when D'Amico Ryans told a few of us at the NFL Scouting Combine that a reset was coming. Boy, was it. Dramatic overhaul. And now it's a new day for the offensive line under the leadership of Cole Popovich. So a lot of changes here, and I think good ones. I think, they made some changes. It's a good group. It's different. It's about collective. It's not just like one guy that's a 5-time Pro Bowl left tackle and Laramie Tunsil. It's about working together. It's about having this really good overall group. So, yes, things have changed, and so everybody's got to adapt. So we'll see. Does that mean more quick game? Are they able to, hold their blocks long enough for C.J. Stroud to look down the field, give him time for longer routes to develop to, namely, Nico Collins, his Pro Bowl wide receiver? Are they able to throw over the middle some to Dalton Schultz? Are they able to throw out of the backfield to a Woody Marks or a Nick Chubb? Is there a power running game? Are they able to run up the middle? I saw some smash mouth elements during the preseason, especially in the Carolina game, when it was mostly the starters, and it was Chubb, and he ran for 25 yards on 5 carries. 5 yards, that's his career average. He was doing great until the last 2 seasons when he had the damaged ACL, torn MCL injury, and then last year breaks his foot at the end of the year. I'm seeing him getting back to his old self. And if he is, they got a good chance to be very competitive against the Los Angeles Rams. A very well coached team with Sean McVay, someone that DeMeco Ryans has jousted with before, matched wits, played chess match with on the football field with Rams versus 49ers in the NFC West. So now they match up again. It's been interesting to see the mind of McVay and the mind of DeMeco going head to head, mano a mano, and see how they do. It's been an interesting day in terms of Texans overall, and I think that it's going to be an interesting matchup this week. But yeah, very curious to hear from Nick Caley. Look for some more coverage, obviously. I'm going to have a C.J. Gardner-Johnson article, probably a C.J. Stroud article, and I'm working some other kind of content. So, including Daniil Hunter, Kalen Bullock, things like that. So guys, appreciate you watching, liking, and subscribing. And if you aren't, please sign up here at Aaron Wilson Sport. Watch me on Twitter and X at @AaronWilson_NFL, where I break a lot of news and give you a lot of updates. On Instagram, AaronWilson7128. And of course at KPRC2 on the airwaves with Randy McElvoy and my new colleague Nick Mantis. Welcome Nick to Houston from KSAT in San Antonio. He's going to do a great job. And it was great doing a video with him and Randy. That was a lot of fun. So, got some changes here with additional personnel coming to KPRC. And I want to wish my friend Ari Alexander the best of luck in all of his future endeavors. He's going to do great things now and in the future. And so, yeah, things, excited for him and, a lot of the creative stuff he's got going on. So then, of course, I'm at www.click2houston.com, and all that is free of charge. So I look, forward to you guys. Sorry, I'm a little dry here. Reading my articles, and I like your comments, responding to everything you guys have. All the comments are interesting, and I try to get to as many of them as I can. So anyway, guys, that's about all I have for now, and I look forward to our next conversation. And so we'll have daily digital content here in NRG Stadium, and we'll take this show on the road to Los Angeles and back to California. Thanks, guys. Hey, guys, a little bit of an addendum to the video, and I want to discuss the injury report in full after I had a chance to do some more reporting. So there is concern about Braxton Berrios and Christian Kirk, and they both have hamstring injuries. So these are soft tissue injuries, and they prevented them from practicing. So miss another practice, and it's looking, like a pretty grim outlook for potentially playing against the Los Angeles Rams. So next question, contingency plans. And we discussed this a little bit, and kind of before the Kirk thing was a little more crystallized. But yeah, I wanted to weigh in now that we have the full report, the official injury report as I reported first, Braxton Berrios hamstring. So for punt returns, that means Jalen Knoll as the primary punt returner. And for kickoffs, which I think was going to happen anyway, Dameon Pierce. So wide receiver 2. Now on the depth chart, pretty much Jaden Higgins, but the classic slot receiver, though, is Knoll. So I expect roles to increase for the following players: Jalen Knoll, Jaden Higgins, Xavier Hutchinson. So it's a good thing they kept 7 receivers, which at the time looked excessive, right? That they had that many receivers make the active roster. And now they might need these guys. And we'll see on Thursday if they can practice. So it is a negative situation, obviously, but it's not like it's Nico Collins not playing in the game. It's a possible sidelined Braxton Berrios, Christian Kirk situation. But Kirk has had a lot of injuries in recent years, and this is unfortunate to not have Kirk potentially. So let's wait and see. I haven't had a real timetable for how long this is going to be. The soft tissue injuries, they cropped up after both practiced against the Detroit Lions, and Kirk looked really good that day. And then, of course, didn't play in the preseason game along with the other starters. And Berrios was held out of that too, seemed fine. Then we didn't see them during the roster cut down, where there was sort of a mini bye, and there were walkthroughs that were closed to the press. Monday was also closed to the press, so there was nothing, meaning the press, meaning the media. And so these are closed practices, and today was the first day. And this was the first official injury report of the season. So when that happens, this is when things get kind of, more real and official. And I would say, when it comes to anything with injuries, you just have to really think, what's the worst case scenario? What's the best case scenario? So worst case is this is going to be more than a week or two, and it's more long term. Obviously, nobody's going to injure reserve. But they are working out receivers. They brought in receivers for the practice squad. So there's been some things happening. Jared Wayne is back. Interesting stuff. So another injury, or illness I should say, Cam Robinson was sick and did not practice. So now the swing tackle situation, if they have a problem with Ariante Ursary or Titus Howard during the game, they've had another loss of depth here. So they've traded Austin Deculus to the Chargers, the other Los Angeles team. And Blake Fisher did practice, and I think they're going to hope that Blake can hold up as the swing. But he was limited with his ankle sprain, which he suffered during the preseason. So that's kind of where they're at. And then for the Rams, Alaric Jackson participated fully, and this is more on the good news scale for the Rams. And I want to get into this a little bit about Alaric, who's a good football player and obviously has a tough task trying to block, the Danielle Hunters and the Will Anderson Jr.'s. So he had a potential career-threatening blood clot, and now he's back in practice. So he missed training camp, preseason, couldn't do any contact, and was dealing with, he's just able to do conditioning and weightlifting, and returned to full practice on Monday. So now he protects Matthew Stafford's blind side against the Texans 3 months after doing a 3-year, $57 million contract, and former undrafted free agent from Iowa that's just continued to get better and better. But yeah, sidelined him last year, second half of the season with the blood clots, and he called it a provoked clot in his lungs. So good that he's back and he's won the starting job. But yeah, the Texans will have to deal with Alaric Jackson, but he has missed a lot of football. Maybe that's a factor in this game. So that's another thing on the injury front to keep in mind. And so we'll be monitoring all these injuries, and we'll be at practice. So you guys saw my practice video earlier, and we'll have more and more coverage. And I delve into some other things in the first half of this video. But yeah, I just kind of wanted to put a bow on this before I published everything to give you the full picture on the injury report. It's not good that they couldn't practice. They're both soft tissue injuries. We're going to see how serious they are and what is the prognosis. We're talking grade 1, we're talking grade 2. But yeah, I don't have the full picture. And so I'm not doing anything as far as saying how long they're going to be out. But yeah, certainly a chance that they miss this game, if not a good chance. And contingency plans are being made. And the Texans will have to go forward potentially without Braxton Berrios, who had a great preseason, and Christian Kirk, who also excelled as the number 2 receiver. Just means a lot of targets probably for Nico Collins. And I'm expecting a lot of quick game because of the offensive line, the reconfiguration, the overhauled line, which is far from proven unit. And like D'Amico Ryan said, and I talked about earlier, it's time to stop talking about the line. It's time for some action. It's time for them to do it. And they've got to roll up their sleeves, and they got to deal with Jared Verse, Braden Fisk, Byron Young, Kobe Turner, and a bunch of other guys. It's a heck of a defensive line. Well, guess what? The Texans have one too. Looks like good for Matthew Stafford with the back injury, not on the injury report. So they're saying he is full go, and he is expected to play, start. We'll see if he's at his normal capabilities. Guys, we'll have more coverage starting around noon when the Texans get back on the practice field, and we'll have a much-awaited press conference with Texans offense coordinator Nick Caley as he takes on Sean McVay and the team that helped him a lot along his way, giving him tight ends coach and passing game coordinator after his time with New England Patriots. Can't wait to hear that conversation. Guys, until next time, thanks very much.
good.
Can you describe what happened, what pain did you feel, what injury it was?
Practicing hard in Greenbrier and probably overstraining myself, like just going hard than usual, and body gave out one day. That's it.
How is it to be back and be preparing for your first week?
I'm good. I feel good. I'm ready to go hunt. New team, so everybody trying to see how they haven't seen me play all preseason. They wonder what I'm gonna do. I feel good. Just blessed to be on the field with a group of guys that's ready to play ball.
So you were good once you found out. Was there any additional scare once you found out?
Yeah, originally when you get hurt, you go down in pain, but it's like after that, whatever the doctors and the trainers do and diagnose, they did their thing, and I appreciate JB, Rowe, Ezra, all those guys. They did a great job. And rolling.
Now that you completed a full offseason with the team, what excites you about what's possible for the Texans?
Yeah, I started. I play good football, play fast, physical with young, still got to so you gotta understand that it's week one. I gotta get naked. Don't get ahead of yourself. I've been on championship teams, caliber teams. It's a trap week. Traveling West Coast, first game, not home. So you gotta keep your mind focused and mentally prepare what you're gonna do.
I know it's challenges that the Rams present to you guys.
A lot. They got a veteran quarterback. They got great receiver core, great back. Their defense played tremendously great at home. We got to go out there with our head on our shoulders, ready to compete. You let the people tell, I just talk a lot. But other than that, we're going to come and ball like I've been doing. Go check the car back. The same thing I brought from the other teams. We're just going to check it.
A couple more guys. What is it about your ability to go get the football? How are you consistently be able to
film? I've been playing football since I was 2, but seeing a lot of football, been around a lot of great players, and just studying. The more you study and you see a lot of things, and playing in big championship games and being in playoff games, you see a lot, so you can react faster, you can diagnose players with teammates, you can give them tips and stuff like that. Long story short, yeah, just being a vet just helps me go out there, help me analyze film Monday through Friday, and then I can turn on Saturday and Sunday and ready to go.
To get the call that it was done and that you were being rewarded for being one of the best backups, what did that mean to you?
It's exciting. Obviously very humbling. Grateful for the organization and the guys upstairs making the decisions. The McNairs for bringing this organization back to the top of the league. It's exciting being a part of it.
You've been here through the bad, now you're here through the good. What did it mean for you, just for them, to show that type of appreciation to you?
Yeah, it's great. I mean, I kind of control what I can control. Come in, put my best foot forward each day. Try to do what I can for the QB room to elevate the guys around me and elevate the rest of the offense, and just come in here and be a good teammate.
What has your process been like, just being with the Houston Texans?
It's been good. I mean, got drafted here back in 2021, and I've always been in the mindset like try to keep things out of your control on the outside, and then just come in here and put your head down and get to work. So I've been continuing to do that, and obviously preparing as hard as I can each week and bringing my best foot forward to try to be successful if I ever get my shot called. If not, be successful and try to help the other guys around me be successful.
Describe what that quarterback room is like with you having the experience. Year by year, continuing to grow. What have you seen as the major steps in this offseason leading into the opener?
A lot, man. I feel like everybody's poised, everybody's calm, collected, learning new offense, learning the playbook. So we go out there on Sundays and not thinking about it. We're going out there just breaking and having fun. So it's another year, another opportunity for everybody to go out and just be great, man. New slate. I can't wait for it. Just excited.
But just being on the same page, the time together, he knows where you're going to be, vice versa.
Yeah, that's why we practice every day. That's why we have camp, went to camp, staying late after practice, getting no extra reps that we need to get the time down pat. On Sundays, you don't want to think about it. You want to be clicking. So that's our mindset, man. Go out, get the hard things out the way first. now we're getting a month away, so we're spending on Sunday.
What have you seen out of Jalen Noel so far in preseason and heading into this first game?
Yeah, everything. Man, he's supposed to be, man. Everybody, him, Jay Head, man, everybody. Tyree really glad they came in, man. Everybody's special. Same way for them guys to go out and play their first game, man. It's going to be exciting, man. But they do it special. They all got all the talent in the world. Sky's the limit for both of them, for sure.
Nico, his quick game, is that important against?
I love him, man. Like I said, Caleb, man, he puts you in position. He gonna put you in position to walk out. He's explosive. He plays for the team, man. And I feel like it's kind of like not we're gonna say the same as the other one, but there's kind of similarities. Guys put you in great situations. But I'm excited for new offense, new play caller, man. New Duke going to the season.
Nico, is quick game is the quick game element important against the Rams in particular?
Yeah.
Just because sometimes they do force the issue quickly with the rush.
I feel like, man, just everything's gonna be important against the Rams. Run game, quick game, play action, first, second down. The whole scheme. Everything's gonna have to come down to who's the sharpest, who's playing all 4 quarters, and who's taking care of the ball. It's gonna be a fun game. And the Rams is not easy to roll over. We know the type of guys they have over there. And we know the type of guys we have over here. So it's going to be fun. I can't wait.
Talking to C.J., you said
how big he was, how fast he was. Yeah, he looked like somebody. I don't want to give y'all a word. I'll put it on Twitter or something.
Hey, can you talk about?
Yeah, I think one thing about this group that I'm really proud of is that, man, they're dogs, man, from left to right, up and down, no matter the age or the position. I think everybody, that we got up there loves to play and plays really hard. The effort is there, and yeah, I think got a great challenge. This D-line is really good. Starting with Verse, he's really, really good, really strong, powerful. Has different type of rushes, good in the run game. 55, 91, 0. Really, all of them are really good. So, yeah, I think this is a great challenge for us, and those guys they know that and they're preparing. So, I think it's gonna be a great battle. Kind of like I told Kim, I don't feel a super big difference. I think the game will slow down even more. Probably what I can say is like just operation, defensive schemes, how to throw certain passes and get certain looks. So like just things like that, coverage awareness, blitz awareness. But yeah, I really don't feel like anything like super different. But yeah, I definitely just feel better. Like I'm more seasoned, and I can kind of try to expect things, but I don't think expecting this league is good in a lot of ways. Sometimes it's good, but yeah, I just try to be prepared. Every first game of every year, you're excited to show your talent and what the new guys and the new stuff you learn and new schemes. It's a bunch of different feelings, but yeah, I'm really just excited to play again. I'm tired of watching, so yeah, I'm just excited to play. I don't really feel a huge difference, but yeah, just natural jitters and nervousness from just a new season. So.
C.J., it's another year for you working with Nico as well. Where have you guys developed on your chemistry and taking it into a new season together?
Just staying on the same page on a lot of things, growing in areas where we really didn't connect last year, or we haven't tried to do certain things. So I'm just trying new things and working out some of the things that we struggled at. So it's growing.
C.J., what ways do you feel like this new scheme fits your skills and maybe some of your other teammates' skills?
I'm excited, as a family and stuff coming to the game and friends. So yeah, super excited, but yeah, just gotta stay focused.
I'm excited for you to kick off.
What does that say about you? How are you finishing every play? How are you swarming? The silent tape will speak very loudly for all of our guys. So you show up by what you put on tape. So I'm excited to see what our tape is going to say when we're flying back home, Sunday evening. We will see. I can talk about it all day, but I tell the guys all the time, man, when that ball is kicked off, all the talk, all the hype, like it doesn't matter. Like what are you going to do when that ball is kicked off? I want to see, surprise me in the game. I know what I'm going to get from Nick Chubb. This guy I watched for a long time. He's done it at a high level for a long time. A ton of respect for Nick and how he plays the game. I don't expect to see anything different on Sunday. I expect to see a physical running back who's going to gain positive yards every time he touches the football. The main thing. Every year is a pivotal year. Every year is an important year. It's about how you attack it. You attack it with the right mindset. Like, the sky's the limit for you, right? And so I think C.J. has done a great job this offseason. I mean, he's dialed in. He's ready to roll, and I'm excited to see him on Sunday.
You've talked a lot about Nick Chubb throughout camp and how impressed you are with him, but how eager are you to see him enter?
The thing that stood out the most about our tight end group is just them blocking at the line of scrimmage. That feel like there's a drastic difference in the way that they're blocking at the line of scrimmage, and it's markedly improved. And I'm excited to see that, excited to see it, again, in real action. But they've done a really nice job of working at that. Coach Moreland, Coach Cayley has done a really good job of working with those guys. And also, what stood out to me is also our tight ends, at the top of their routes. They've done a really nice job of really working to get open at the top of their routes, their break points. You can see a difference there. So I think our guys do better at the line of scrimmage and also better with their route running. Be here working with Nico, and very proud of the growth that he's shown.
Can you talk about the
offensive line? We'll see. There's been questions all offseason about our offensive line. Everybody wants to know who's going out there, who's this guy, this position, that. It's just a lot of talk, and quite frankly, I'm tired of talking about it. Like, it's time to go play, and let's see how our five matches up against a really great defensive line, and that's what we'll see on Sunday. Let's see how it all plays out.
To defending Puka Nacua and Devontae Adams as a tandem, when you have corners like yours, how much easier does the job become, or if at all, when you have the kind of corners you have?
And Puka Nacua and Devontae Adams, two talented, big-time playmakers. Like, they're going to find ways to get these guys the football because we know they're great with the ball in their hands, and they can make you miss. They can hit explosives down the field. Everything you want from a receiving standpoint, both guys are able to do that. So for us, again, it's going to be a collective effort. It's not about one corner covering one guy. It's about collectively, like, how are we going to stop these guys as a defense? They're going to move guys around all over the place, so we just have to be on it. We have to make sure we're urgent with our communication, urgent with our eyes and alignments to make sure we're on it, we're dialed in of where guys align and what they're trying to do to us, how they're trying to attack us. If we play the game the right way, everybody is on it, and we'll be just fine.
There's been a lot of
our defense is just all 11 guys playing together. Right? It's never about one person. It's not about one unit. It's about all 11 guys playing together. When we play defense the right way, all 11 guys being exactly where we're supposed to be, that makes us the energy has been good. CJ's been back for a few days now, so the energy's been good. It's just a matter of getting him back into football. Just doing the communication, being where we're supposed to be, just make sure everybody's on the same page. It just takes time getting back to that, and he's done a really good job of just fitting right back in and rolling with the communication. So we're excited to have him back. Versus a very exceptional player, plays the game the right way, plays with a relentless motor, physical, does a really nice job of being disruptive, making negative plays in the backfield. The guy has a passion for football, high energy, makes a lot of plays, gets their group going. See him as definitely the best guy of that group. So for us to have success on Sunday, we have to make sure we have eyes on number 8 at all times.